Hello, I'm Yesenia Taveras. Welcome to La Conexión, The Connection, a television program aimed to connect the community to programs and services that are in support of them. Today, we're going to discuss the Byway Bucks program, its role in the community, and how businesses can actually benefit from the program. I have here joining us today, Jennifer Pilcher.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the show, and Councilwoman at Large, Rashima Dixon.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining us. So basically, I wanted to start off with letting our viewers know more or less what is Byway.
A byway is a mapped out roadway route that makes it easy to experience something special about the state. So whether it's history like the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad Byway, or it's scenic like Delaware's Bayshore Byway, it lets folks easily follow a map to find all of the beauty and all of the history that's here in the state. Lots of times we're going to and from work and school and errands and on our daily task list. But you don't realize that there's a lot of beauty and a lot of history, and these byway routes help you easily experience it.
And so where does the Byway Bucks program play a role? What is that?
The Byway Bucks program uses a coupon voucher called the Byway Buck to tie small businesses in with the byway. And what it does is it encourages travelers to experience Delaware's history, Delaware's beauty, and also experience Delaware's small towns and our small businesses, basically what gives Delaware a character of its own. The Byway Bucks are coupon vouchers, so participating shops, restaurants, attractions all redeem the Byway Buck for a different value. So we have a music school in Camden, Delaware, which is just outside Dover, that's right on the Tubman Byway, and they offer a discount off Skyped guitar lessons. There's an ice cream shop offering a discount off of ice cream. Here in Wilmington, you're going to be hearing from a couple of small business owners, a jewelry shop, a restaurant. We have Loma Coffee involved. It's kind of a grab bag of savings, which plays off of Delaware's reputation for tax-free shopping also. So while you're here to experience the scenic byway or the historic byway, you're also experiencing what makes Delaware, Delaware.
And who doesn't love a great discount?
That's right.
Yes.
And so Councilwoman Dixon, how does this play a role in the city of Wilmington? Because it is throughout the state of Delaware.
Yes.
Kent County and Newcastle County.
That's right.
But now that we have these small businesses that are associated with this Byway Bucks program, what do you think or how do you feel that it plays a role in the city of Wilmington?
Absolutely. So we have been, as soon as Jennifer told me, I met her about 2 years ago when her and Governor Markell had came and talked about the Harriet Tubman Day when they came to Southbridge. And what we loved about it so much and we had so much attraction to it was because, for all this time we've been hearing Underground Railroad is underneath the buildings that exist in Southbridge. The history behind the historic of why there's an A through D Street based on the literacy level of slaves who were coming through the Underground Railroad. And I think so much of us hearing it and then be able to say that our businesses in Southbridge and across the city of Wilmington are able to now have people actually patronize their businesses and get discounts based on what the business is, only promotes the business as well as gets more tourism into the areas that we need it the most.
Yes, tourism within the state and without the state as well. And I feel like this is more of an intimate connection to history. A lot of us, we read, but to visualize and put one and one together, I think that's the bigger picture here. And so what could you share with us in regards to the residents who live right here and want to learn more about the tour and the history behind it?
Well, the Delaware Byway Bucks Facebook page has a map that they can just go to and map out whether they have a couple of hours, whether they have a full day to spend experiencing the byway. Because I think what people don't understand and what's probably most exciting about it, especially for people like me who were born and raised in Delaware, is that we are literally walking in the footsteps of history. We sit in history class, we read about the Underground Railroad, but what you don't realize is those Underground Railroad conductors like Harriet Tubman were active right here, right where we're grabbing lunch on Market Street, right where we're going into downtown Dover, maybe having to do with business or just a day trip with our families. The history happened right where we're walking. So if you go to Delaware Byway Bucks Facebook page, you download the map, you can start your trip, short, long, whatever amount of time that you have. If you visit tubmanbywaydelaware.org, you can see a list of all the participating businesses and their offers. It's just a great way to experience the state, even for somebody who's lived here their whole life.
And then how does one actually obtain the discount itself?
So again, we try to make it easy, we try to make it simple. That's what it's all about. You go to the Delaware Byway Bucks Facebook page and you'll see there's a Delaware Byway Bucks logo. All you have to do is show it on your phone. Show that logo on your phone. This is the buck. Show the logo on your phone to the participating shop. They'll give you the discount. It's quick and easy. We also have printed paper versions of the buck available. If you go to the Facebook page, you'll see how you can do that. The Visitor Center in Old Newcastle has some of the paper bucks if you're visiting. And one thing too, I think, talking about Southbridge and the community connections, I think that, you know, with a couple of hours time spent, you can go from somewhere like Old Newcastle, which is a classic tourism destination. You can visit a ton of shops, restaurants, iconic places like Jessup's, like the Cobblestone gift shop. And then you travel through Southbridge. We've got businesses there that are redeeming the buck and end up right here in downtown Wilmington on Market Street. It's really an easy trip and it's fun.
And for those who love discounts, is there a limit on this one? Can we use it more than once if we visit these small businesses in Wilmington?
The offer changes, you know, it can be daily. You need to visit the website, tubmanbywaydelaware.org, to see what folks are offering. But, you know, you'll see it's a grab bag of things.
And why should businesses actually consider being affiliated with this program?
There are a lot of benefits. You know, this is a fun program for the public to take advantage of, especially with the spring and summer travel season. It's a great way to get out there with your family, to have your kids learning something about history, to redeem some discounts, maybe at shops and restaurants that you haven't visited before. But it's also great for the businesses. Fundamentally, this is an economic development program. And what this does is helps businesses connect with each other and with their communities and with the history that's here. It helps them connect to a large potential customer pool. We are tied in roadway route-wise to the new Harriet Tubman Visitor Center in Cambridge, which just opened in March. You'll see there's a lot of press coverage out there. There's an Ebony Magazine article, USA Today, a 3-page New York Times travel section piece telling folks, visit that visitor center and travel straight into Delaware because there's real history here. What this program does for the small businesses is it ties them into that potential customer pool, makes those customers aware that, hey, we're here and we offer something special. We offer something that's really at the root of what Delaware is. It gives them the full Delaware experience when they travel into the state. It offers these businesses expanded social media outreach because we have some businesses that have a following of 10,000 on their Facebook. They're putting things out there about Delaware Byway Bucks. They're hashtagging it, hashtag Delaware Byway Bucks. That allows some of the smaller businesses who are just so absorbed in the day-to-day that they can't focus on social media. They put something out there too, hashtag Delaware Byway Bucks, and suddenly that audience of 10,000 from one group, 5,000 from Downtown Visions. The Delaware Historical Society is several thousand. Suddenly you have a big social media pool of folks that are exposed to your business. And of course through programs like this, through spotlights like this, I think all of it goes to help the small businesses grow, which at U.S. Small Business Administration, that's what we're tasked with. We're tasked with helping small businesses start, grow, and succeed. This absolutely fits our mission. And here in Delaware, of course, we're focused on small business right now, and we're focused on tourism, the value of tourism. This program sits at the intersection of all of those things and does nothing but raise small business up.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer and Councilwoman Dixon, for joining us today. That's all the time we have. I really appreciate you sharing us this valuable information.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And stay tuned. We'll return after these short messages.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, and something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Hello, I'm Yesenia Taveras. Welcome back to La Conexión, The Connection, where we are discussing the Byway Bucks program here in Delaware. I have joining us today Ron Rucker and Mike Hahn. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi, we're actually representatives from DelDOT and the Underground Railroad Coalition. And today I really wanted to help our viewers understand more or less the collaboration that the two organizations have in regards to the Byway Bucks program. So Ron, can you start off with first, the Underground Railroad Coalition? Can you tell us a little bit about what that is about?
Well, the coalition was formed some time ago, 1999, and it started with historic site managers, folks interested in tourism, promoting those sites and how they relate to Delaware history and African American history. And from there, they built into verifying the history of the Underground Railroad and promoting that as well.
And was there a need back then, you think, to actually form a coalition as this?
Always. Celebrating history and understanding history and where it happened and who was a part of that history is a part of who we are.
Yes.
The coalition's focus is to help that.
And could you also share with us in regards to who DelDOT is? A lot of us know who uses transportation, know who DelDOT is, but what is your service here in
In case
Delaware?
you don't know, the Delaware Department of Transportation, or DelDOT, is the state's transportation agency. We own and maintain the majority of the bridges throughout the state. We have a transit system. We rent the Amtrak line, as well as the SEPTA line, and the DMV as well.
Okay, and can we share where is this collaboration happening with the Byway Bucks program? How does this work?
Well, it started with one of our missions is to involve the communities and community businesses in the Byway. And the Byway Bucks help focus attention for tourists and visitors on those businesses as they travel by the Byway.
DelDOT originated the Scenic and Historic Byway program.
Okay.
One of them, obviously, is the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad Byway. What we started with the program behind that is the Byway Bucks to encourage small businesses and some economic development, along with the tourism that's behind that. So that's kind of the genesis behind everything.
And is there a certain particular place a resident would have to go if they wanted to get involved or learned about the Byway Bucks program, but how to get the transportation?
There are numerous ways to get the bucks. The easiest is on the Harriet Tubman website. It's tubmanbywaydelaware.org, and the page is a tab for Byway Bucks. They click on the tab. You can find, you can display the buck when you go to visit any of the vendors from that page, or you can print them out from that page. And they're also available at various sites, visitor sites.
And Ron, can you talk to us a little bit about, this is actually a tourist attraction as well. It's gotten national news, national headlines. Can you share with us the importance of the younger generation also participating in something like this, the Byway Bucks program?
Well, the Byway Bucks itself is focused on the businesses, but focusing on the byway itself is where the history has occurred.
Yes.
The byway follows some of the pathways of the Harriet Tubman's visits through Delaware, and where the youth can be involved are knowing more about that. It's not just in the history books. Like myself, I lived in an area I didn't even know was involved in the Underground Railroad. So as a matter of our community, there's civic pride, community pride, and just children and youth knowing that things occurred in their neighborhood. And you know, there's very little reference to that in the books.
And I think that resonates with me, because if you know what steps and paths you're walking, it actually paints a bigger picture for you. And the younger generation, sometimes we're always, electronics or paper, pen, books, and reading things like that of that nature, but not actually going out to experience that. And this is what this opportunity is here. This is what that does. And so for DelDOT, is there anything that you could share with us in regards to the collaboration or?
Well, let me just go back. You said electronic or phones.
Yes.
We've partnered with the University of Delaware, the Institute for Public Administration. What we've done is we put together Spark videos as well as a GIS drive tour guide. We are boosting that along the different websites. We're in the process of doing that right now, but if you go to the University of Delaware's IPA website, the Byway's information as well as a driving tour for the techies that want to experience it, or on your mobile phone device, say you're traveling it, it will give you directions to those Harriet Tubman points of interest.
Right. And is there any other information you'd like to share? I think Harriet Tubman, the Underground Railroad, has significant meaning into the history, but in regards to tying it into Delaware, because I do know that the tour goes from all the way up Wilmington to all the way down Maryland Eastern Shore in Maryland. So going along that route, what else could we share for those who have no idea about this program?
Well, the program itself, you have a number of different communities. Southern Delaware, a lot of wide open spaces, woods, fields, and a lot of areas that haven't changed since the days of Harriet Tubman when the Underground Railroad was functioning. And then as you move up through a lot of scenic areas and past the historic sites, then Wilmington is a different setting. So you have different types of communities they'll encounter as they traverse the byway.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you, Ron, and thank you, Mike, for joining us today. I really appreciate your time.
The tour booklet.
Sure. And what is this?
This is the tour booklet.
Oh, where can we get this?
Out. We're getting it located within the visitor centers as well as the points of interest.
Okay.
And again, this is the Harriet Tubman driving tour experience from Cambridge, Maryland to Philadelphia, obviously going through Delaware and points of interest within Delaware.
Wonderful. So for those who are excited about the tour and want to learn more information, here it is right here. Instead of looking it up on your phone, right?
Right.
I also want to add the Bucks have a Facebook page as well.
Yes, we did learn about that in the previous section.
Very good.
Wonderful.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much, though.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate this because, like I said, I like paper material. Sometimes everything's on the phone. But for those who don't have access to the internet, access to computers, or even a library card, here it is right here for you.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And we'll be back after these short messages.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his
I
backpack.
can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just gotta
trying as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Cheers. Take time to be a dad today.
The Byway Bucks program is a free-of-charge economic development program here in the state of Delaware, where small local businesses can get involved. And I have here with us two owners of their own businesses here in Wilmington, Sharnae Bishop and Japal Barsar. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. So let's start off with a little bit of telling me who you are and your business.
Okay, well, I'm Sharnae. I'm owner and jewelry designer of Yesenia Taveras. So basically, I hand make all the jewelry and accessories for men, women, and kids. I do custom pieces, repairs, and just about everything.
Handmade. I
Yes.
see you do it.
Thank you. Yes, you definitely have.
And Jalfa as well, what business did you start here in Wilmington?
We have Masala Kitchen is our business. It's all vegan to vegetarian restaurant. And we also do different types of catering. We do live catering where we cook in front of the parties. So we are trying to bring out something different in the city of Wilmington or in the state of Delaware.
And awareness. Vegan is healthy eating as well. Yeah. So let's start off a little bit with this Byway Bucks program. It started here in Delaware not too long ago, and it's helping businesses get involved. And you get a discount with the involvement. But let's talk about why you chose to affiliate your business with this program.
So when Jennifer came to me about it, basically, to me it was a no-brainer. It's something that directly aligns with my business, my brand. Like I said, I make accessories for the everyday fashion icon, and a part of living an iconic lifestyle is to look back into history. And the Harriet Tubman Byway program does do that. So for me, it was just like, oh yeah, sign me up. So, and I've been a part of it ever since. I've been speaking on it ever since. So I think it's a great opportunity for not only the city, but the businesses that are part of it to partner and connect with other business owners and customers.
The reason why we joined is because we thought it was a direct attention to small businesses, and it would also help the city of Wilmington and support the community. So that's the reason we chose that, this will help them, and this will also help us and other businesses.
Okay, now let's talk about the discount. So those who, everyone loves a discount, but then as a business owner, being able to provide that discount, some businesses might be for it, some might not be for it. So what impact have you seen that on the business aspect, and has it been beneficial for you?
We offer a 20% discount, but I joined in the winter. So it's spring, the program is, where you travel on your own. So it's a drive-in tour. So over the winter, we're getting back, we were doing a lot of promotion for the winter. But now that it's spring, we're hoping to see a lot more people on the Byway Bucks tour. And like we said, it's just, if you know about it, you can participate in it. Mm-hmm. But we want people more that's coming all the way from Kent County or Maryland or wherever. So it'll be great for the spring and summer months, definitely.
And have you seen some of the benefits in your organization, your company?
So basically, yeah, I've gotten a lot of exposure over it. They're primarily on Facebook. We've gotten a lot of retweets about it. I know that they got a lot of press with the New York Times and USA Today. So we weren't directly mentioned in it, but as far as being a part of the program, that definitely directly brings traffic to my business.
That's wonderful that you share that, because it's a win-win situation here.
Yeah.
Not only are the residents in Wilmington getting the discount, but in return you're also getting exposure needed for your business.
Definitely. Small Business Saturday was, I think, when I first joined, and we were on Channel 10 for that as well.
There's nothing like that kind of publicity.
Yeah, no, you can't beat it.
Especially for small business in Delaware.
Yeah, definitely. So.
And Jalpa, can you share with us your experience?
So we have done a 10% discount because our food is very cheap. Our dish is only $5.
Cheap and tasty.
Cheap and tasty, yes. And it helps us. It brings us a lot of new faces to our restaurant. We have a lot of regulars, and there's a lot of people that come out of state, and they can also try our food with the discount. Of course, everybody likes, even though the food is cheap, you still like the 10% discount. So it does help us.
Okay. And for those business owners who are watching this show and are kind of on the fence of thinking about being affiliated with the program, because I think it's an honor to be affiliated with the Byway Bucks program. Anything that's historically known, nationally known, it's been receiving national headlines, I think is a great opportunity, especially for an entrepreneur. For those who wish or are kind of interested, what could you share with them?
Like I said before, it's just an opportunity. I mean, as a business owner or entrepreneur in general, it's your job to get your brand out there. So why not have another avenue, do the work for you? Why not join a program where you can meet other business owners? Like, I probably would have never met Jalpa if it wasn't for this program. So just to get out there and be able to collaborate with different business owners and people that you've never met before, and to be a part of history.
And since Byway Bucks program is just one component of your business, let's get a little bit into the entrepreneurship, any hardships that you've found along the way that you would like to share with our young viewers?
As far as
just entrepreneurship in regards to starting and owning your own business and now operating within the city of Wilmington. I think that's a huge step. A lot of us start from our basements or from our homes or apartments.
That's how we started.
And right? Yes. Well, word of mouth, getting it out there, and then next thing you know, you take small, tiny steps and the capital funding for it. I mean, there's so much that is involved in being an entrepreneur. But in regards to you having your own business here in Wilmington, I just kind of wanted to hear from your perspective, anything that you can share with us in regards to your journey.
Yeah, I would say keep going. This is not anything new for me. I started making, designing, and selling jewelry at the age of 10. So it's one of those things where no one ever told me, what's your backup plan? No one ever asked me, well, what are you going to do with it? It was just also, what can you do next? What is next? So it's one of those things where I think that as an entrepreneur, no matter how young you are, it's never too early to start. And as long as that's your plan and that's what you want to do, you have to keep going. So we started online. Well, we started before online, but online and wholesale businesses. And when it came down time to get into Wilmington, we were already in 5 other boutiques and all of that. So word of mouth helps, but personal relationships are key. And consistency is key. So you just have to stay on it and continue to just push through.
I agree. And Joppa food industry, that's a hard one, a very tough one to get into. There's so many components involved. You also have to think about those who are allergic to certain ingredients and trying to actually accommodate their needs as well. What can you share with us in regards to your entrepreneurial journey?
Well, we had a very tough journey. My mother-in-law is the one that started this from home. Her name is Kanak Bausar. She's the one that started this, and she struggled a lot. We have struggled. We have 2 locations right now, but we have struggled a lot, and we did not have any help from anyone. So from scratch, we have gone through a lot to open from one location to another location, and this program really helps us to get known out there. And we are all vegan to vegetarian restaurant, and we bring our food from the streets of Mumbai, which a lot of people don't know about. Mm-hmm. So that really brings that taste from India into Delaware.
Authenticity, I think, is the best. You can always tell the difference between a chain restaurant and an authentic restaurant. Yep. I can definitely agree with that. And also, what are some of the hardships that you could share with our viewers in regards to just business in general? Knowing what you know now, what could you share with that young entrepreneur out there?
Like I said, it's not easy. I think one of the biggest things is when you're your own boss, there's no one telling you what to do. So you really have to be self-driven. So if you're not self-driven now, you need to figure out how you can become self-driven. So, making to-do lists and just keeping yourself accountable or telling your goals to other people so they can hold you accountable is one of the biggest hardships.
It's just because we're in the food industry, we try to make our food every single day, fresh food every single day. Yeah. We do not have any type of frozen food that we use and with food, you really have to be careful. Like, we don't even use eggs in any of not even our breads. Everything is vegan to vegetarian, so we have to really be careful, So it's really hard to have an all vegan to vegetarian restaurant in the city or anywhere, I would say.
Well, I want to take this opportunity to thank the both of you for not only explaining to us your journey with the Byway Bucks program, but also your experience as an entrepreneur. I took away a lot of information, so I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you. And on behalf of all of us here at Channel 22, I'm Yesenia Taveras. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.